where are we gonna put this stream? What is happening? So I'm gonna go through and talk all about that. I apologize if you've listened to me give this presentation before, but it's a little different at the end, because I haven't given it since we've got it fully funded. But this is definitely one of my most favorite things to talk about, so I have talked about it a lot. So some of you may have seen this. But just a quick who am I and who the Alliance is. The Van Cortlandt Park Alliance, we are the public-private nonprofit partnership for Van Cortlandt Park. So we work exclusively in Van Cortlandt Park, preserving, promoting, and supporting the recreation, ecology, and history of the park. And we do that by doing lots of different programs. So we help with the maintenance in the park. We do community stewardship, we do research, we do history and arts programming, environmental education. I'm going to do a quick plug. If you know any rising juniors or seniors, we are currently recruiting for our high school internship program, urban ecology teams. They work out in the park Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday they take a free 3-credit course at Manhattan College. It's a wonderful program. I think the applications I do the second week of May, so you still have some time to apply. Yes. And then environmental advocacy, daylighting Tibbetts Brook, and that is one of the things. Another quick plug, we advocate for funding for New York City parks. There is a campaign right now from New Yorkers for Parks, 1% for parks. We're really trying to get the parks budget to be 1% of the city's budget. Right now it's a little over 1/2 of 1%. So we need more funding for our parks. So there's, if you Google Playfair campaign, New Yorkers for Parks, you can find the petitions that you can sign. So why are we actually here tonight? So daylighting, what is daylighting? So daylighting is bringing water that was at one point forced underground, bringing it back to the surface. And daylighting is a relatively new concept, but it has happened in other places. It's actually happened just north of here in Yonkers. So they did the Sawmill River. They daylit through sections of it. The pictures are from the area that is where the DMV was. So they actually took a parking lot, which is amazing to me that they got people to agree to get rid of a parking lot and put a stream there. We're not trying to do that. But in the Bronx, we have that opportunity to do the first daylighting project in New York City, and it will actually be the largest green infrastructure project to ever happen in New York City. So why is it necessary? Why do we need to do this in the first place? Most of the city has what we call combined sewers. So combined sewer is your household waste, so think every time you flush your toilet, take a shower, wash the dishes, and stormwater all goes into the same pipe. On a good day, when it's not raining too much and there's not really a lot of stormwater, it goes to a wastewater treatment plant where it gets treated before being discharged. On a bad day or a day that it rains too much, the water goes up and it's too much for the treatment plant to handle, so it goes up and over and goes out into our waterways. If it was just stormwater, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's all our household waste, and that's where we start to have the problem. So historically, Tibbetts Brook, actually it starts farther north than it is on this map. This is just within the Bronx. It starts just north of, it's a little tiny park called Redmond Park in Yonkers, but most of you probably know Tibbetts Brook Park. So just above that is where it starts. Tibbetts Brook flows currently all the way through Van Cortlandt Park. Historically, it continued through Kingsbridge. It went down what is now Tibbetts Avenue, before going into what is now the Harlem River. But in 1912, the city decided they wanted to dry up all that land around Tibbetts Avenue, because it wasn't just the brook, but there was a bunch of associated wetlands with it. They wanted to dry that land up so they could develop it. So they came in to Van Cortlandt Park and forced, at the southern end of the pond, they forced that water into the city sewer system.